Guys, it's the freaking weekend, and I'm really excited for today's news. We have some updates about Dbrand and the Killswitch for Nintendo Switch 2. We got some stuff for Octopath Traveler 0. Even news for Metroid Prime 4. That's right. We actually have some news for that. Oh, and yeah, some other details as well. Look, there's just quite a bit of news actually for a Saturday to get into. I got to be honest here. So I don't want to waste too much time. I just want to remind you, we do have a giveaway going on right now. Just go to the link down in the pinned comment or in the description. Also, guys, you know, we are on our road to 160,000 subscribers. Really, honestly, truly, in my mind, it's more like the road to 200,000 subscribers, but don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So if you are enjoying the content and you do find yourself liking it around here and liking the community and the vibe we have, I would appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel and maybe drop a like on this video. And maybe comment down below. What can you comment about? Well, why don't you tell me your most anticipated game for Nintendo Switch 2 right now and why? All right, let's go ahead and dive in and first get to the accessory world of the Nintendo Switch 2. We are over here on Nintendo Life where it says Dbrand Joy Lock replacements now available following the Killswitch Joy-Con controversy, and emails have been sent to people. So this was updated on Friday. It says Dbrand is now accepting replacement orders for the Joy Lock grips for Killswitch 2 following complaints at their with the magnetic connection. Dbrand's reached out to customers to advise that they will be replacing the grips for free. And it seems like you can kick off the process right now as long as you received an email from Dbrand. And again, they talked about this issue about how it snapped off and everything. I've shown this on camera before, but now they just have, you know, this, like you can see, they've kind of redesigned it. They've gotten rid of the lip entirely that used to be here, and they extended some stuff here. Like this thing is that the retaining lip along the length of the Joy-Con has been removed altogether. The retaining lip on the top has been extended downwards. The retaining lip on the bottom has been extended upwards and is now made of a rigid material. Now, of note, Dbrand is a sponsor of the channel. I actually still owe them a couple of ads that I told them I am putting on pause because I need to see the redesign firsthand. While I am enjoying my Dbrand Killswitch for my Switch 2, and it's been on there ever since I got it, I can't in good faith, you know, keep promoting a product that had these issues. So I am waiting for the new product to arrive so I can evaluate it to decide if we are going to continue with that sponsorship. And you'll know that everything is good if I do decide to continue with that sponsorship, because in my very first ad, I will show the issue with the old one, and I will show what they did to fix it for the new one. So you can have all the information out there. Because after all, they're paying for ad spots, but I can't advertise a product that is broken. And I didn't realize it was broken. We've gone over this before because of how I use my system. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into our next story. And this one's actually kind of a cool one. Legend ZA demo. So we know a Pokemon Legend ZA demo is heading out to Gamescom. That's been announced. But how about right here? It's actually going to be at Pokemon Worlds. So, Pokemon Legends ZA demo. Experience the new real-time battling system in a series of trainer battles that take place during the after hours of Lumiose City. Chase Zygarde through the streets of Lumiose City and team up with Lucario to take on the rogue Mega Absol in an epic action-packed showdown. Please note, you must reserve a Warp Pipe pass to participate in the gameplay opportunity. Passes are first come, first serve. And again, this is a game demo. It's happening August 15th to August 17th. This is actually happening before the demos that are happening in Canada and before the demos happening at Gamescom, and probably demos that are happening at PAX West. So this is the very first public demo of Pokemon Legends ZA. Registration begins on Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific and ends on Thursday at right before midnight, basically Pacific time. And all of this is going to take place at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is where Pokemon Worlds is taking place. So there you go. I wish everyone luck who's going to go ahead and get that demo. That means we're going to have something to talk about from August 15th to August 17th. So next week, we will have some Pokemon Legends ZA footage to maybe look at. The Pokemon Company gets a little iffy sometimes with that stuff, but maybe they'll let it go if it's off camera. So there you go. Now we get some news about another game, and this one's interesting because it comes with a number of updates. And we're going to refer over to Stealth for this because he has all the information. He says Octopath Traveler 0 has 2 stories. Remember the original Octopath Traveler, the whole point of Octo was 8. Reconstruction and Revenge. Square Enix shared the key art for the Reconstruction story. So there you go. There is that key art. But we have more to go off here because it says Octopath Traveler 0 Octopath Traveler 0 seemingly forgoes the series' staple of 8 separate stories that, at first, have no relation only to connect at the end. The story will follow a much more traditional RPG structure, with the protagonist being a character that you create. So you create your own character. And that's quite interesting. You can see in this image here, you can see some of the character stuff and the creation stuff up here. So a very different take than normal Octopath Traveler, but there could be more. Artma says the 8 stories are more likely to involve the side of the villains, so there could be some stuff in here with the villains in here. Obviously, we have no idea. There isn't a lot of information out there yet for Octopath Traveler 0. However, that's not the only piece of news we have for the game, because did you know there's like this whole building side in the game where you get to like, I don't know if you're building your own village or your own house or something, because Octopath Traveler 0, the maximum number of buildings you can place in your hometown is determined by the processing power of the system you play the game on. This won't impact the story or the items you get. It's probably a Switch issue. This game is coming to the original Switch, so chances are that limitation is naturally related to the Switch version, not the Switch 2 version, most likely. So as you can see here, here's your home village and your building buildings, and I don't know if this is the more limited area or if this is just one section, because you can see there's a house up here as well, so you probably could build out the whole town. But I think this is pretty cool. I like this aspect of Octopath Traveler, and I'm really excited, of course, to see what we can do and what we can build and how we can build things out. So just kind of a cool thing to talk about with Octopath Traveler 0. Again, the game looks fantastic, and I believe it releases on December 4th. Don't quite quote me on that. I'm going off the top of my head, but whatever. Speaking of the number 4, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Stealth has the goods on that again. So we head over here. Some brand new screenshots for the Switch 2 edition. And they're looking clean. These are looking super clean. You can argue Samus has never looked so good. The environments in Metroid Prime have never looked so good. Again, all of this is looking super clean. These are media images that came from the press website. I think this looks cool. Obviously fighting an enemy here. Look, in the end, we are going to see Metroid Prime 4 brand new footage very soon. There's demos of it pretty much at every event. The only event we don't have news on demos yet for Nintendo is PAX West, but PAX West is also at the end of the month, so announcements for that would probably come at a later time. Speaking of announcements, obviously a lot of people are curious on how developers are feeling about Switch 2 and future support, especially a company maybe in Take-Two that has a very popular multi-platform game releasing next year in Grand Theft Auto 6. Well, how about asking the CEO about Switch 2? Last time they were asked about Switch 2 was before it came out, and they talked about how it looks like a promising platform. And to be fair, Take-Two has dev kits. They literally have games in the pipework for it, such as NBA 2K. But WWE, by the way, is also from Take-Two, and that already came out and runs fantastic. So the CEO was asked again in an interview about the Switch 2 now that it's out. And it says, moving back to today, last time we spoke, Switch 2 hadn't released yet. I know it's the early days, but how are you feeling about it now that it's on the market? So this is really interesting. It says positive. We feel pretty good about it. We are bringing out a number of titles for Switch 2. We are committed to the platform, and so far, so good. Not that I expected him to say anything negative. And no, unfortunately, there's no question in here about, there's no question in there about GTA, unfortunately, coming to Switch 2, which, of course, they probably wouldn't answer the question anyways. They would just talk around it or just talk about potential. And, that only goes so far. So again, this is one of those situations where Take-Two actually has been supporting the Switch 2 pretty well, from everything from obviously WWE and NBA to Borderlands 4 and beyond. They are clearly going all in on Switch 2, and I do believe that includes some sort of strategy for GTA 6, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, GTA 6 doesn't come out till May next year, so long ways to wait till that comes out, let alone the fact that if it does come to Switch 2, it's probably not at launch. It'll probably be a year or two down the road, just like the PC version. That being said, there is this cute little stat that Stealth compiled. You can do this right off Nintendo's own IR website for yourself. Nintendo says they've sold 5.9 billion video games and over 860 million hardware units globally. This is obviously just over the course of their existence. This is just a really cool thing because it makes me reflect a little bit on how long I've been gaming on Nintendo, right? My first system that I bought for myself, I believe, was the DS. Everything else was always like the family system or my dad's system. So I really have a long history playing Nintendo all the way back to the original Nintendo Entertainment System and the Game Boy and everything. And I've played on everything, even a little bit on Virtual Boy. Never owned one though. I really like Nintendo, specifically their games. Them as a corporation, hey, whatever. They're just a company, right? I don't fall in love with a company. Like, I have an Apple iPhone. I don't love Apple. I use Windows. I don't love Microsoft, right? I have some Corsair parts in my computer, but I don't love the company. It's all about the products, right? And the products that Nintendo has put out over the years have really brought a lot of joy and entertainment to my life. And that's actually happening with Switch 2. Yakuza 0 is something that I had never really experienced before in any form, even though it is on other platforms. And now I played it on Switch 2 because there's the director's cut with English dubs that's exclusive on Switch 2, and that actually got me to enjoy the game more because I prefer English dubs. So say what we want about whatever, but Nintendo, as long as they continue to produce things I want to play, I will probably continue to buy their stuff. Same reason that I buy stuff from anyone else. So 5.9 billion video games, 860 million hardware. I have definitely contributed to that, as has probably every single person in this audience. So we are a Nintendo YouTube channel after all. Now, our last story deals with PAX, and I should have probably went over this a bit more in depth when this originally came out, but you know what? We have partnered with PAX, so I want to make sure that you know who's going to be at PAX, okay? Because we're going to PAX West. The entire podcast crew, me, Eric Moore, that's right, the sock puppet himself. I think the sock puppet itself might actually even be there. Thunderstash Gaming, Gamebird Classic, and yes, our three wives are all coming, and we're going to have a grand old time. It's going to be a group of 7 of us there for 3 days. Most of us there for all 4. But the point is, it's going to be a really fun time, and I'm really looking forward to spending time with the boys. But the whole reason we're going to PAX has nothing to do with each of us individually, although we're really looking forward to that and hanging out. It has to do with the games and the companies there. And oh boy, are there some big name companies there. 2K Games is there. We're hoping for maybe some NBA or something from 2K there. We obviously have Alienware is going to be there as, you know, a PC company. Bandai Namco is going to be there. Now, they were at PAX East. All they had was Elden Ring Night Reign before it came out that you could just watch people play. You couldn't really play it yourself. That said, that game's already out. So I'm kind of curious what Bandai Namco is going to be bringing to there. Battle State Games is there. Capcom is there. We actually know what Capcom is bringing. They already announced they're bringing 3 demos of games that aren't even coming out till 2026, including the next Resident Evil release. So really exciting stuff there. We're going to get to go hands-on with all of that. At the moment, none of those 3 games are announced for Switch 2. Could be changing, though, at a Nintendo Direct in September. Crimson Desert is there as well. Got to play this at PAX East. There's some rumors that this might be coming to Switch 2. It was listed on the GameStop website at one point for Switch 2. Could have just been a mistake, or maybe they jumped the gun on an announcement that is to come in an upcoming Nintendo Direct, perhaps. Daedalic Entertainment's going to be there. You know, Wildwoods, The Occultist, and Voodoo. They got some more stuff they're going to be bringing as well. Games from Poland are there. You can see the 3 games that they got are featuring there, but they have more as well. Gravity Company, Larian Studios. They're the ones behind Baldur's Gate 3, which is literally all they had at PAX East. Be crazy if that's all they have at PAX West. I don't know. I know their new game hasn't really been announced and been pubbed yet. I know they're working on something that's unique and owned by them, but that's interesting. Lenovo Legion is there. Again, another PC company. Newverse, PE, Ocean Drive Studios, Path of Exile, System Era, Yukio Studios, Wizards of the Coast is there, and this is in the video game realm, so kind of curious what Wizards of the Coast is going to have there for video game stuff. 2P Games, No Sequels, Cooperative, a Corgi's Cozy Hike, Quadruple A Games. We are actually friends with some of the people that work there, working on Royalty Free For All. So we're all going to go hands-on with that game. That game is a Smash Bros. Style game. So really excited about that one. We'll probably talk about that on the podcast after we play it. Academy of Interactive Entertainment, Aether Studios, Arc System Works is there. They are also a company that likes to support Nintendo a lot. Arcanium, Artovision, Ascent Rivals, Asobism, Astra Game Entertainment, Atari. Usually Atari's there selling some of their classic games based on my experience at PAX East. Bad Galaxy Games, Bad Spiel, Berserk Studio, And the list goes on and on and on. Of course, what you guys want to know about is Nintendo there, right? Child's Play, a charity is there. That's always good to see. But what you guys want to know about Nintendo? Well, don't worry, folks, because Nintendo is indeed attending. We just have to scroll down till we get to the end. Omega 64 is there. That's kind of cool. There it is. Nintendo of America, booth 1923 and 2109. I don't know if those booths are next to each other, if one's like a business booth and one's the public booth. Obviously, we don't have the floor plans quite yet. Those should be coming out here soon. But this is just going to show that there is so many awesome, amazing accessory companies. I saw Razer in that list, a bunch of indie studios, and obviously some big names. No Microsoft or Sony, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're there for Nintendo, and it's in Nintendo's backyard because PAX West takes place in Seattle, which, again, literally Redmond, Washington is where Nintendo of America is located, so it's very easy for them to bring the goods here. And based on the demos they're bringing to all the other events, I suspect Nintendo is going to have some pretty damn good demos at PAX West, and at least one game that's coming out this holiday demoed. Probably Metroid Prime 4, but it could have Legend Z8 as well. And what if there's additional demos? What if we get a Kirby Air Riders demo or something crazy like that? Maybe I just have a little hopium going here, but I'm going to be there. And so for me, this is kind of like my E3 this year. I did go to PAX East, but there wasn't a whole lot going on there that was relevant to the upcoming Switch 2 platform at the time. Unfortunately, we had hoped that there would be, but PAX West, we know, has some goods. So I'm excited for it. That said, hey, if you're going to be in the Seattle, Washington area and you're going to be attending PAX West, you will know that we're going to end up being in that expo hall. It is the Arch Expo Hall right here. This is where we'll be spending most of our 4 days. So you should be able to find us there, hovering around, well, Nintendo mostly for me, but you're going to catch us at Capcom and other places as well, because we're going to try to hit all the boosts we want to hit. So anyways, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nathaniel Rufflejets from Nintendo Prime. Thank you guys for being here. It is the freaking weekend, so I hope you're getting some gaming in. If you're in that playtest demo, this is like it. This is the last weekend to do the playtest demo. There's also, if you're not in that demo, or even if you are and you just want to check it out, there's still 2 more play sessions at the time of recording this video for the Dragon Drive Global Test Fire as well. So you guys should check that out, or just play whatever the hell you want to play. It's the weekend, man. If you're watching preseason NFL football, good on you as well. I got that going on tonight with the Packers. So, woo, kind of a cool thing. We're at the freaking weekend, baby. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video.